Hey everyone, welcome back to 996 The Howl. Not sure how this video is going to turn out. A viewer asked a couple games ago, how is a team doing year over year? Can we get a comparison? We're so focused and zoned in on the micro level of the team, game in and game out, but how about we zoom out and see how the team is actually progressing year over year? If you want this whole video boiled down to one graphic, here it is. Here is how the Utah Mammoth are doing in terms of points over last year, the Utah Hockey Club points in their first 25 games. You can see the Mammoth slightly gain the edge over the Hockey Club. Obviously, last year during the first 25 games, massive injuries to the blue line for the Hockey Club. But last year, the Utah Hockey Club are about to win 6 of their next 7 games after the 25 game mark, but then they lose 10 of their next 12 from games 33 to 44. So a bit of a seesaw last season. Hopefully this season it's more even keel, not too high and not too low, but we did see a 7-game win streak for the Mammoth to start the season and then go on a bit of a rut, a cold streak. They still managed to get some points here and there, but they're on a 2-game losing streak, losing 2 games in regulation, Montreal and Dallas, and then they got St. Louis tonight. So let's get into this game. The records and the points percentage are the team's first 25 games played, and then for the rest of the stats, it's their end of season stats. So a bit of a mishmash of stats here, but we could get some good comparisons going here. It's their second best first 25 games of the season since their last season in Arizona, where they started off really hot, and then we all know what happened sort of in January, early February, when Ryan Smith tweeted out the expansion tweet, and then the team went on a 14-game losing streak. But you could see like the stats, the analytics weren't good. So even though they had a better win-loss record and a better points percentage, barely, compared to the Mammoth, their underlying numbers weren't sustainable, weren't great, and then that showed what the team really is. So I think for the Mammoth this season, even though we all hoped and we wish and we expected that their points percentage would be better, their points, their win-loss record would be better, their underlying numbers are very, very healthy. This is also a video, like a forum. If there's a lot of fans, well, not a lot of fans, there's a group of fans, they want to change of scenery in the coaches, mainly head coach. Me, I would like a change in the assistant coach, specifically the power play, but I'm not sure you can do that mid-season because who's really available? Who's sitting at home, a power play specialist, sitting on their couch watching the TV? But you could go in the comments, you want a coaching change, maybe describe it a little bit more, add some more color to that comment. But for the Mammoth, their goals for per game is at 3.08, so I like that it's over 3 goals per game. If they can maintain that for the rest of the season, that's great. But obviously, goal scoring is the biggest issue for me for the Mammoth, and it's boiling down to pretty much the power play, but we're jumping ahead of ourselves a little bit. You can see in that hot start season, the goals for per game is pretty much the same at 3.1, but goals against is way lower than that hot start season, the last season in Arizona. It's actually pretty slightly lower than last season. They're currently at 3.04 compared to 3.06 last year goals against per game. I want that number under 3 goals against per game, but their power play, this is the glaring difference for all these years. It's pretty much the same as Andre Tourigny's first year, which was a total tank year where they lost their first 12 games of this season. Like, the fact that the power play personnel is the exact same between the Mammoth and the Hockey Club. It's the same players, but actually a 10 percentage point decrease year over year. To me, that is the major issue for this team. If this team just had average power play, you're looking at 3 to 5 points in the standings easily. Look at the game against Dallas. I loved Utah's game 5-on-5. They were such the better team 5-on-5, and then Dallas goes on the power play, and they're so threatening. Like, when Utah's on the power play, they're not threatening at all. And as a fan, you're watching like, okay, this is like 2 minutes of just wasted clock time. They're not going to score. Like, they need their power play to start clicking. And I'm at the point where enough is enough. You're 25 games in. Do something, change something. Do you need Peterka and Gunther on the same unit? So you have two one-timer options on each side of the ice, left and right, for Gunther and Peterka. And then you have like a Keller, maybe Cooley and Sergachev. Maybe take Schmaltz off PP1. Do something. Don't put Stenlin on PP1. They tried that for what, 1 game and immediately didn't do that ever again. PK is still holding steady. It's great this year. But, you know, against Montreal and Dallas, letting in 2 power play goals where they went like on a 13-game streak of really no 5-on-4 power play goals against. The only power play goal against the overtime winner against San Jose, 4-on-3. So PK is doing great. Really a good job by the coach that does the penalty kill. I believe it's Madden that does that. Save percentage is also a stat, a metric that has a glaring decrease. I mean, it's held steady. You got Vejmelka, Ingram. Well, I think this is Vejmelka, Wedgwood. Ingram comes here, and then Vejmelka, Ingram. Obviously, Vejmelka, Ingram are pretty much just Vejmelka, and now we have Vejmelka and Vanacek. It's like from 87.5% save percentage down from 89. That's a big difference as well. For power play, just to touch back, Blaine Forsyth was hired for this season. And we were like, Coyotes fans were so happy with how that power play turned out. He took it from about 19 to 22. Power play was amazing last year for the hockey club, but we're starting to get to the point where it's really bad, like really bad. I hope like everyone has to see that it's terrible and it's making them lose points in the standings. But back to save percentage, for me, the goalies need to be better, but Vejmelka is top 10 in wins, and it's all about wins basically in the NHL. But the save percentage number looks bad. I said this in the 20-game progress report too. Look at the shots against per game. It's down 3 shots against per game. They used to be at 35.5 shots against per game. They're down 11 shots per game, and it's getting better every single year. And when you have low shots against per game, but the same goaltending, that save percentage number is going to for sure decrease. It's really hard to get a 900 save percentage on 24 shots against per game. I mean, I would love that if they did have 900 save percentage goalie numbers on 24 shots against per game. You're pretty much winning a lot of games. That is like top 3 in your division type metrics. But I do agree the goalies need to be better, but it's a bit disingenuous how low the save percentage number is compared to last year, because they're allowing 3 less shots per game compared to the hockey club. Shots on goal 4 per game. It's been a great rise year over year, and even compared to last year, they're up about a half shot more per game. But I want to focus on the difference between these two numbers. Last season was the first season in Andre Tourigny's career where his shots for exceeded his shots against. I mean, look over here, they're minus 10, then they go -4, and then they go plus for the first time, and now they're +5. They get 5 more shots for them compared to the other team. Like, that is good coaching. There's a lot of good coaching metrics here. The shots against per game and the difference between shots on goal versus shots against. The PK is great. That's good coaching. And then we'll get to the analytics down here. Face-offs, they're missing Kerfoot and like Hayden. Like, Cooley needs to be way better on face-offs too. You're a #1 center. You're going to start getting paid like a #1 center. They need to work on his face-offs and develop his face-off game, because it is way too low, almost 5 percentage points compared to last season. But then we get into the analytics. You got expected goals for percentage, which is basically the quality of scoring chances that turn into a goal. This is fake numbers. It's not real numbers. Like, this isn't what they're actually scoring. When the Mammoth and the other team are on the ice, the Mammoth hold 5-on-5. This 52.81% of the goal chances in a game. So you want that over 50. That means you're out-chancing the other team 5-on-5, which is what you want. This is a great 5-on-5 team. They are first in the league, actually, getting back to shots on goal against. They're first in the league in the least amount of shots they allow. And then getting back to the analytics, expected goals for per 60 is holding pretty much the same. Last year was 3.27, and this year it's 3.26. And then you go to high danger chances, percentage share, and possession numbers. Their possession numbers 5-on-5 for the Mammoth. They're third in the league in 5-on-5. Last year, the hockey club was a great analytical darling type of team. They were top 10 in a lot of analytical departments. In high danger chances for, it's really high for the hockey club. That was third in the league. And their possession numbers was sixth in the league. And now for the Mammoth, their possession is third in the league, but their high danger chances is low. It's like 3 percentage points lower. And I noticed that too. Utah, they control a lot of the play in the offensive zone, but it's a lot of perimeter passing. It's really hard for Utah to get into the inside, the high danger area, we call it, which is just around the crease and shortly above the crease, maybe to the hash marks. But I think for the Mammoth, they need to work on converting that great possession, great control, but converting it into dangerous scoring chances. I think that's a big area that Utah needs to work on. I think their finishing is, for Utah, their personnel, it's very hard for Utah to score. It's like they fight for their life for every single goal. Goals do not come easy for this team. I think that's an issue with Turney. I don't know what it is, but for all these seasons, like over here, scoring was easy. They were scoring at will because they weren't caring about defense. And then once they moved to Utah, Turney and the coaching staff, they wanted to evolve analytically. They wanted to be a better defending team, and they did that. Last year was a great defensive metric team and possession metric team. This year it's carrying over as well. They want to control the play. They want to stifle the other team. They want to limit them on their shots on goal. And they're doing that, but maybe it's sacrificing that goal scoring ability, that finishing ability for the Utah Mammoth. I know they have the players to score a goal. Like Gunther can score, Paterka could score, Cooley, Keller, Schmaltz, they can all score. It's just really coming hard for the team. Compared to a team like the Montreal Canadiens, who, yes, they get out-chanced almost every game. They get out-possessed, out-controlled. But with those very few chances they generate, they know how to put the puck in the net. And that's not the identity for Utah. They have to work really hard. It takes them so long of consistent pressure and control to convert in a goal. Whereas for other teams, they don't need constant, consistent pressure. It could be like one mistake the other team commits and they counterattack and they're able to score off that counterattack. I think that's the department Utah needs to fix, is their scoring with very little given. For Utah, it seems right now they need to take a lot to score a goal. And the power play, as I already mentioned as well, I really do think you just have an average power play, and we're basically not in these conversations constantly the past 10 to 15 games of what's wrong with the team, why isn't the team the same they were in their 7-game win streak. Like I honestly really do think that something needs to happen with the power play. I'm sure Bill Armstrong looks at it, and Andre Tourigny, they're like, what is going on? We are so inept, so ineffective. We need to fix it. Starting now, and I've been saying starting now for like the past 10 games. And I'm not a coach. I don't know how you fix a power play, but I think everyone in the room knows it. You're losing points in the standings just from not getting that one power play goal, like in a game. Like it converts into overtimes. It converts into a regulation win. It changes the complexity and the momentum in a game. And when you have no power play and you're all relying on 5-on-5, which they have great 5-on-5 numbers, which I want, that sustainable success and success in the playoffs, you still need to have those power play goals to just put you over that bump, that hedge of just winning and getting points in this standing. So go off in the comments. What do you hate? You want to change everything. You want to change the head coach. You don't like this. You don't like that. It's just an open forum. I just wanted to see year over year how the team is doing compared to last year. and the years before, even though these are pure rebuilding years. It's just great to see the progression of Andre Tourigny, and it's small incremental steps year over year. And I think this year, maybe we expect a bigger step forward, but it's still just a little incremental step. And then that terrible power play is just preventing that good feeling of where their team is at this year. So that's it for me. Thanks for watching. If you like what you see, spread the word. And as always, thank you for your support.